I was at MSJ from the very beginning, the very first day in 1960 till 1962 as a student, and then I went back teaching there in 81 for quite a few years there, and at that time I was the RE coordinator. And that was a really great time too. So both of those times are very significant. The powerful memory, I think, was that very first day. And as you face the original, it was a one-story building. Yeah. So the original building there at MSJ, we were on we all from various primary schools in the area. We gathered, not knowing each other or just knowing the few people who you'd been at primary school with. Yeah. We gathered in just to the right of that building. Probably a little apprehensive, a little wondering, a little excitement, I think, that this was a new school. And then at some stage, the three sisters, who were young by comparison to the sisters, or they seemed to be young, by comparison with the sisters that I had had in primary school, came out, and we got divided into 3 classes. So there were approximately 50 in each class, which of course these days is quite a big number per class. And then I don't remember a great deal more about that day, but I just remember that standing there and the anticipation. And I suspect a little bit knowing that we, with the sisters, had a sense of shaping how this school would be. Yeah. So it was a new experience for all of us in that we were going into high school and it was a brand new school. Yeah. And I had been enrolled at Santa Sabina because at Bankstown the school didn't go right through to leaving. Yeah. And when my mum and dad heard that the Sisters of St Joseph were building a school at Milperra, immediately they just said, oh, well, that's where you'll be going. Wow. Because they were both taught by the Sisters of St Joseph and loved them.
Okay.
And I didn't have a say about whether I prefer one or the other, but I'm eternally grateful that I went to Mount St Joseph.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And is there, like from your time as a sister there or as a teacher, is there any sort of significant memories or any funny stories that sort of pop out? Or
well, by that time, of course, the school had settled and matured. You know, like this is
Very
20 years afterwards. Very different in that by that time, instead of just being the first year of high school, it went right through to leaving. No, at that stage it went through to year 10. So, you know, a bigger number of people were there. But I still sensed that same pride and the same dedication and commitment from teachers, and the same wanting the best for the students. I think that was very, very evident. And that lovely mix on the staff of both sisters and lay teachers. And, you know, the dedication of the staff was really wonderful. And wonderful characters there.
Yeah.
And
there's still a few characters.
Yes, yes. So it was a real privilege to be there, teaching there.
Yeah.
And I'd have to say that among the sisters, there was always this little sense that, you know, like if you got to teach at Mount St Joseph, then that was kind of a very good thing to happen for you. But it was lovely for me to be there as a teacher when I had been there as a student.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Would you say, because it sounds like you're saying as a teacher you were sort of really in it together, like not only as teachers but you were there for the girls, you really wanted them to do the best.
Yes.
As a student, could you feel that, you know, from the beginnings with the sisters too? Did you feel
yes,
that?
because as I said, the sisters were younger, and I look, it's the three of them, Geraldine and Patricia and Tim, that I really think that's the reason that I'm a sister of St Joseph myself.
Wow.
Now, because it was I think the sisters in primary school were older, or as I said, they seemed to be, and they were a little bit more removed, where these were these young women who were really with us as students. And I think that is something that has endured at MSJ, that on the whole a lovely teacher-student relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that that's brought out the best of both students and teachers, really.
Brilliant.
And the other thing I've noticed as time has gone by in my dealings with MSJ since I've left is that whole social justice aspect of the school, which is, you know, that's something the school is very committed to. Also the nurturing of these young women into the best women that they can possibly be. And I think they're two aspects that make MSJ a really, really special place to be.
Yeah, it's grown from great beginnings.
Yes, I think the beginnings were brilliant,
and
it's continued to grow from there.
Like those first sort of, those initial powerful memories.
Yes.
You know, that informed your vocation, or that?
They definitely formed my vocation, and I think that whether or not I had ever entered, it would have formed me as a woman. To
social justice.
Yes.
And the fact that you knew they were there for you and that they were young.
And I think it was a brilliant motto that we had, Induimini Arma Lucis, and putting that into the context of that the scripture around that actual phrase. And it was so different from any other motto that we ever had. I don't know who suggested that as the motto, but I can remember one time at a graduation I was asked to reflect on that.
Wow.
And just thinking that whole sense of the importance of bringing light into a world where there is often darkness. And so I think that's something that every girl at MSJ really is encouraged to take on. And I think the other thing I remember that I'm not sure whether it's so significant out of that memory, although I think it is, that when I was teaching there, I was also the Year 9 form mistress. And I guess as a form mistress, you tend to spend a good deal of your time with those who are in trouble. And it's been my experience as a teacher, not just at MSJ, but also other places, that time you spend with people who are in trouble and working with them and trying to help them sort out, why they're acting like they're acting, brings a closeness between you. And I often think that when students leave school and you might meet them down the street or something like that, that the ones who come up and greet you and talk to you are the ones that have been in trouble. Yeah, so it's yes. Yeah. So sometimes there's a very close bond that grows up because of the time that you spend with people who need something more than just the normal classroom interaction or even playground interaction. So I think that's significant.
Would you, in a way, it sounds like you're sort of saying that they were almost your teachers too, in that sense that they changed you.
That's right, yes. And I think that interaction between teacher and student at its best is a real catalyst for growth on both sides. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes, we always change and hopefully get better and better.
Yeah, one day at a time.
Yeah. I hope that MSJ stays true to its Josephite roots, because I think that we are privileged to be part of a wonderful, wonderful legacy. And I think that if that's the basis of what happens at MSJ, then all the things that I have treasured as both a student and a teacher will be something that enhances the lives of the students and teachers at MSJ into the future. Yes. And I have no doubt that will happen.
Yeah.
And I delight always in seeing how much so many wonderful lay teachers carry on what's really important in our schools. I never have any regret, in a sense, that the sisters are no longer there, because I believe the legacy lives on, and I certainly see that at MSJ when I go back there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like when you mention things that are important, like could you describe sort of some of those? Like you mentioned social justice. Is there something in particular that you'd like to keep?
I think that awareness of and commitment to those who are doing it tough. Like there's some students that no matter what happens, they will do wonderfully well, and they have a privileged background in that they have wonderful parents and family life. and often blessed with intelligence, so that they will thrive at MSJ, and hopefully, because of what they already have, will continue to be leaders in society. And there's others who do it tough for all sorts of reasons, and I think that part of the task of any good school, and certainly MSJ, is to nurture and bring out the best in them too, so that everyone who is a student there has the opportunity to be able to do really well in their lives.
It's a big part of what it is to be Josephite.
I think it is. I think it is a part of what. And that look out for the ones who are doing it tough in whatever way it is. That's that Josephite thing. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
And I love the Mary Brady painting of, the one that we have in the regional centre. And I didn't realise she called it Mary MacKillop, Friend and Educator of the Poor.
Oh, wow.
So that legacy we have from Mary of looking out for the ones who are poor in some way, whatever way it is. That's an amazing legacy that we have and need to carry on and share. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Now, is there anything that you'd like to say or share?
I think to be the best person you can possibly be, and to take every opportunity that you can to basically be the most loving person you can.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Induimini Arma Lucis, put on the armour of light and imagine. MSJ girls can do anything.